I'm dead.
Me too.
Videoing, he said. Say giddy up, horsey.
Giddy up, horsey.
Worry works a day. I bet Mr. Snog doesn't even read it. Okay, now I'm just gonna wiggle my left ear. Now.
Jesse! Come on.
De-icing done.
The de-icing's done.
All right, so count us down for a blast off, Ben.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Oh no, we're going in. Never tell me the odds.
Heather Turbo.
Nice. Other turbo.
Got a bird hitting white.
Got a man overboard.
Got 2 men overboard.
When I thought I was going in for a surgery on Crohn's disease, I woke up and they told me that I had colorectal cancer.
And I remember him student teaching with, he'd hide the chemo bag under his jacket, and I don't think anyone really knew that he was being infused with this poison while he was teaching, and he loved teaching so much that he could just summon that energy to be fully present with these kids, just like he does now with Ben.
You did a face plant, right? Can you help me?
And they said actually at the time that it wasn't tragic. It could be treated at that point. I went through the chemo. And eventually they said that it looks like I beat it, like I'd come through this cancer thing and they just have to sit and watch. And about a month later, I ended up in the hospital feeling terrible. And that's when they cut me open again and found out that
Something else is wrong, and they're like, oh wait, the pathologist is calling, and he came back on the phone and said, yeah, it's cancer. But it's strange, it was a sheet of cancer. He said it seemed to be covering his whole abdomen. And so this was 2 weeks after they had said, you're gonna be totally fine. We don't need to see you anymore.
my prognosis went from, yeah, I could probably beat this thing, to probably there's a bit of a limited time frame on it.
Kind of got our hopes up, but then the oncologist was like, no, well, like, this is metastatic. And I'd done all the research before knowing what that meant. And that's a whole different place, because that means that's not treatable.
Ben, you want to come put your ear on ice and do that?
Totally hear it.
At the time, they told me I had probably a reasonable guess was about 2 years to live. This past summer has been 2 years. I remember her telling me that she was in it for thick or thin, and she went in with her eyes open to our relationship. And I was the one that was worried about bringing her to a spot where she would be the one that had to take care of me. So I remember one day her telling me to just shut up and kiss her, because that's what she wanted. And I had to park my nervousness and my fear. Hey, everybody.
I'm just glad that he's here right now, and because he's here, I want it to be joyful. I don't want to feel sad, well, he's here, and even when he's no longer here, I don't want to feel sad. I want to raise this kid with the joy that he brings. And if he's in pain, but he's still able to play with his kid and have supper with us, and that's a gift.
Can you see it from there?
I can see it.
Can you see the lens?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
If I scooch there.
Oh no, I had you in it.
Okay.
There's more, I just didn't want to block you completely.
Yeah.
Let's just have a little casual conversation about being dads. Your, honest initial reaction when you discovered that Kristen was pregnant.
We probably stared at each other for a good 15 seconds just trying to figure out what the other one was thinking. I don't know who broke it first, and we realized that life has just begun again, right? It's just completely changed, and I guess put on the seatbelts, lower the safety bar.
Here we go. I walk in the door, and she is bawling.
Really?
And my wife is not an emotional lady, and so I was like, I think we're pregnant.
Yeah.
So it took me a couple of days, but I was excited.
Have you noticed that as soon as you've got it figured out, it changes?
Yeah, I have things figured out. It's like the older I get, and even more that we parent, I'm not judgmental whatsoever when it comes to parenting. You know?
Oh, I put pressure on myself to do it right, and then I don't know what right is. I really don't want to mess this up. It's like, I wasn't never expecting to be a father, and I'm so glad it ended up that I am.
Fire!
No! Don't fire at me. I'm your friend. Oh! Run out of batteries. Needs to be taken in.
Good, yeah? I am looking good for the party tonight, yeah.
Wait. So you stole that from Kristen's parents when you first met
I
them?
like to say borrowed. Just like we borrowed Poland.
Looks great.
Pardon me.
They were thinking of admitting me when this drug transfer thing wasn't working, and I don't know. I don't really enjoy that so much. I talked them out of it, so it's nice to know there's people looking after me and looking out for what's best for me, but it's not always what you really want to do, right? Sometimes you gotta do what's good rather than what's smart. Yeah, there's the question, right? How do you know the difference? I don't know. Figure that one out.
It's like a movie. He's a movie star.
The worst thing you could do is just lie in bed. You got to get up and live life, right? And then you get up and you think, all I want to do is lie in bed. And so I must drive Kristen nuts. I get up for 5 minutes and then I go back to bed for 10 minutes and then I get up for 10 minutes and then go back to bed for 5 minutes. Because everywhere you are, you want to be someplace else. Hi, guys. How you doing?
What?
Hey, Mike.
Come here.
Guys. Hey, Ben.
All right, so what is it that's floating in there?
There's a plastic bead, a wooden bead, and a popcorn kernel.
Oh, nice.
The most dense thing in there is the corn syrup, this bottom one.
Oh, so okay, what are these? Corn syrup, and what's this one?
Water with blue food coloring.
And this one?
Oil.
Oil. So what are you going to do with it now?
It's just gonna be a display, I guess.
Oh, yeah? You know what we should do? We should zoom. Here, grab them on it.
But you know, like I'm hoping I can find something that can really just make me, I don't know, just enjoy every moment when I'm doing it, right? So,
yeah. Now that things are changed a little bit, you can't travel and you maybe can't do some of the other things before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not in that spot yet. I can still travel. I can still do that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. We're gonna travel in a bit.
It's true.
I don't know if I told Bonnie yet, but we're going kayaking with these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Wanna go kayaking?
Where?
We're going to San Juan's.
It was voted the best sunset on the West Coast. that's why we chose it. Yes, that's how we chose it actually.
I am nervous about falling apart on this trip, about feeling ill on this trip. Like, I feel kind of ill right now. It's like I'm slowly falling apart. Just, my leg hurts. It goes from, it doesn't hurt so much to it hurts a lot. It's just a week ago. I got off my bike and I went to stand on my leg and I had no strength. I fell over. Suddenly I'm lying on the ground with my bike on top of me because my leg just wasn't there. It's like, what happened? My leg, I was getting off a bike, right? Like, done that 1,000 times. It was easy. I wish there was something I could do to make that better. I wish there was some exercise I could do or some process I could go through. Another problem I have, I'm very nauseous right now. I think I'm actually gonna puke.
Right now? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this certainly isn't what our normal day looks like, because normally Brock would be resting a lot or, in a lot of pain visibly, or usually every second day there's a doctor's appointment or some sort of hospital visit. So normally we wouldn't be having this kind of level of adventure. He doesn't want to miss out on any opportunities with Ben and that kind of thing. And sometimes I have to step in and say, like, I think your body's in crisis right now and you need to get to a doctor. And sometimes I'm the, like, face of reality, which can be a not really fun role to have to play.
Yeah.
It's nice to reconnect with Brock in a husband-wife kind of way and just, chat.
From Anacortes, yeah.
These guys have never seen.
So the body's not quite feeling as energetic today.
Oh, it's, I don't want to complain about it.
Did not bite you? Is that because you grabbed him from the
I've got him from the back, right? So he can't reach around behind him.
Still got me nailed.
You can complain about stuff, you can whine and say this is the case, or, you can just accept this is the case, and you can do what you can do in that day, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited to do some walking around this island today, too. It's a beautiful place. Those trees are just amazing. I really don't want people to think of me as a sick person, so I really don't want to show them that I am a sick person.
The people who know Brock and know his reluctance to talk about illness come to me for the updates about like what's really going on.
Yeah. Like, it's that tone of voice. Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, fine. How are you? I just what they're saying is I understand that they're being kind and they want to help me, but they're also they're seeing me as someone who's sick and needs coddling, and I don't want to be that person. I would rather just be normal.
Normally he's in so much pain, he sometimes crawls through the house instead of walks at times, and he's so cognizant of not being viewed as a sick person. He really doesn't want to let you see that side. That's the big conflict right now is he has to deal with this in such a different way than I have to deal with it.
I think I frustrate her. I think I think she's stuck in this situation where someone will come over and I'll be like, yeah, come on, let's have a cup of tea, we'll sit down, we'll talk, whatever. I'll talk with them, and then they'll get up and leave, and then I'll be like, I'm done, I go to bed, right? And it's hard for her that I can somehow be awake for that person and then crash when she's there. I really don't want to be a sick person to people I know in my life. And then I throw all that weight on Kristen's shoulders, and that's not very fair. And then I guess I haven't really reconciled how to deal with that. I wish I could lighten that load somehow.
Look at that thing, it's so floppy. Are they normally that floppy?
I worry that, I mean, as he gets older, he'll remember more, and what he remembers more and more about me might be me in a state that I don't want him to remember me in. I don't want him to think of me as a burden in any way, or as someone who didn't demonstrate how much I care about him. I don't want that to happen, and that scares me. Like, if I reach a spot where I can't show him how I feel about him, that would be pretty devastating to me.
So what do you think about this spot?
Oh, so far I'm pretty taken, eh? It's a little beautiful.
Yeah.
I kind of miss his spirit and his energy, but it's nice to see that here on this trip. Like, I see like a little bit more of Brock, how I knew him.
I love sharing these moments with my family so much. And I love watching my kid in different situations. It's so neat to be around him when something is new and exciting. It's so neat.
Now, you let life happen to a certain degree, but we've got such a short period of time, you know, regardless of life, regardless of your lifespan. So your last day is today. And what do you want him to walk away with? What do you want him to remember about you, you know?
And I hope that he can recognize that his life can be wonderful and beautiful if he makes it that way. I hope he knows that he can have the choice to do that.
I want them to be free to live. More than anything, I want them to be free to live. And like that, I loved them, and I loved them with my words, and I loved them with my time that I spent with them. And like I wholeheartedly loved them, you know?
I write in Ben a journal. Every day I write down one good thing about that day. It helps me find the good things too when I'm forced to every day find them. There's always been something. Sometimes it's really little. Yeah, I remember one time writing down, just thank goodness for pain medication, right? Like, and I think if I remember correctly, my handwriting's a little scrawled,
a little loopy.
Hooray for morphine!
Okay, we're gonna go grab that deer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna tackle it. All right.
It's like a nature show.
As you guys are getting ready to head to the airplane, what was your favorite memories from being down here in the States, in Anacortes?
Things that we did together.
They normally give them to me in bulk, and then anything I think I can leave behind, I kind of do. Stematils for being nauseous, codeine and Lomatil, that's to try and slow my gut down. Lyrica's for nerve pain, methadone's for the pain that I get because of the tumor in my leg. There's a hydromorphine, that's for a breakthrough pain if the methadone's not covering it all. That's Ritalin, that's actually all this stuff kind of makes you dozy, and this is This is the drug that counteracts the other drugs. And this is just a needle. This is blood thinner. It's hard to stay happy when you're always hurting, right? So I try not to let that affect who I am with the people I'm around, with my family and my friends. But I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why I'm just cranky in the corner. And sometimes it's because it hurts. So. Can I pack this away?
Yeah.
It's just like the evil staring me in the face. It's hard to focus. Did you have a question for me?
Yeah.
What was it?
How do you feel about all the cancer and drugs and stuff?
How do I feel about all the cancer and drugs and stuff? You know, I really don't like it. You've been to the doctor and gotten needles, right?
Yeah.
It's not real fun, but it's something that you know you have to do, right? That's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like it's not real fun, but it's something I have to do. You know that if I had a choice, I would spend all that time playing with you, right? Dude, I'm sorry that I'm not there all the time. It's not because I don't want to be there with you, right? You know. It also, you know what else happens? When I'm disappeared and I'm lying there and I'm not quite asleep and I'm not quite awake. It does mean I get to spend a lot of time thinking about how much I care about you and why I'm doing this stuff, right? Oh my goodness, you're getting too big for this stuff. I keep telling you, you're not supposed to grow like that. I can't pick you up if you keep growing. At least you're still ticklish. Hey, go in up there. Go up there. What's up there, you? Oh no! What is this? I'm so glad you're ticklish. It wouldn't be nearly as much fun if you weren't ticklish.
You tickle me all you like.
All right.
You gonna go get him?
Look at his face, Dave.
Get him.
Come to grab him, steal your women and children.
Surrender now.
Oh, careful there. This one's mine. I'm taking her. This one's mine.
I hope you capture her.
Scary face.
The crazy kid from Calgary. Fighting me.
Dave is gonna be carrying like 5 pounds of snow with him into the car. Timber!
Timber!
Yeah!
Yeah! Look how tall this is.
I think it actually makes it way more real because and then the contrast with a young boy and an older man. It's kind of humbling. He's 8, 9 now. He's 8.
Do you want some more pancakes, guys?
These are really good. These are pretty awesome stuff. But if we did go up to the bone.
It's hard because I got a lot of doomsday messages over the last few months, and it's hard to ignore them after a while. And I want to, and that stuff just eats at you, right?
So when we're tying, the end of the hook is not pointing out.
I don't myself picture myself as an old woman on the deck with you in a rocking chair. I don't think that's very likely to happen.
You plan on dumping me?
Finally come to my senses.
Now you're telling me.
I know it's hard being the person that has to plan to raise Ben alone. Like, I have to plan that as a responsible parent. I need to know what that possibility looks like. So yeah, I kind of live two separate identities. The one that plans that way and the one that celebrates being here in the moment. And I think I'll be a happier person the more I can just be right here, right now. I actually find what I do sometimes is I step back like an observer and let Brock have his time with Ben because I'll have my time later.
Wow, that's hard to hear.
And that sometimes makes me like a third wheel, so I don't think it's a really good way to be. I think it's much better to just like dive in there and be part of it together.
Alright guys, good night you. I'll see you in the morning. We talk around that subject a lot. We don't talk about it as much as maybe we should, or it's come up more lately. I don't know, like how do you talk about it? How do you talk about shit like that? Try that now. Whoa, look at that. That is so cool. Guys, thanks so much. What a great gift, eh?
Now, whenever you're
I think everybody loves their kid and everybody wants the best for their kid. And it feels so sharp for me. I think about it so much. Like, I don't know, like what if I have saddled Ben with genes that are gonna make him sick? Or how is he gonna, like, he doesn't have any siblings, maybe I should have pushed harder, or we should have had one, because then that'd be more support. I don't really know, like, I see kids that are growing up without a parent, like, that have had something happen to them, and it just, wow, that's hard, but I mean, like, but the kids sometimes are just, like, the coolest kids. I love him. I tell him all the time. I want him to know it with every fiber of his being, right? Like, I'm getting better at saying things that should be said instead of leaving them as they are. I am getting better at that. I guess, I don't know, it's funny, I just want Ben to know how much I care. I just really want him to know that. Let's go to the river.
I'm really interested in this, so how do you win a tickle fight? Come on.
How do I win a tickle fight?
Yeah, how do you win?
You cheat, absolutely. There's no winning, there's no losing. I just love them. I just love it. There's so many, I don't know, it's just about playing, hey?
No one can serve in that father role better than you can. You know, it's like, it's just the reality. It's like, I may not be the best at a lot of things in life, but nobody can fill the place of being dad.
There's lots of kids that I've worked with. Their dads weren't around, right? They didn't show up. They were abandoned or whatever. It's just like, you bastards. You bastards. I want the opportunity to do that. I want that so badly. I don't want to let him down. That's my job, is to be there for him, right?
I totally die for my kid. I've heard Dad say that, but what they really need us to do is when we're around, they need us to live for them, you know, and to be there and to actually like make decisions to actually have the time to do that thing, or to be patient and listen to that thing, or to show up when you're supposed to show up. And it's easy to get lulled into the fact that you've got a lifetime, when the reality is you don't. As a dad to a dad, like, what is cool for me is to see a dad that's pursuing his kid.
Yeah, I was really considering stopping all my treatments, just because it hurts all the time. I'm sick all the time, and it's harder and harder to push myself. But then I had another treatment and things got a little better. So like, you know, the roller coaster keeps dipping, so I guess I just keep riding it. Is pissed off the same as angry? I'm pissed off that this has to happen like this. Like, why can't it be easy? You know, why can't it just be easy? I don't want to feel tired anymore. I don't want to feel pain anymore. I just don't.
Ben gave you Bunny.
So did you see the one on the wall there? The orange card over there? That's my favorite stuff in the world. Like, I just love that he draws stuff for me or makes things for me. I can't get enough of that.
They also just found out on this latest CT scan that my cancer's metastasized into my bones. So I don't even know what that means. I can't have chemo because I might have surgery, but I have to have surgery because I can't get chemo. Let's check me.
I really want to go hiking this summer. I was walking around with a big bag of rocks for a while there, like a pack of rocks, just trying to build up my leg because my leg's not got super support, right? And now I've lost my training. They're talking averages, and so they just come up with like, well, let's see what we can do by summer. Maybe we can make summer happen, right? And so you start doing the math in your head, and you're like, well, that's 4 to 6 months out, right? So no one's talking about the fall with me. No one will do that.
No, I'm 39 now. I'll be 40 in September, so I might be able to miss my 40th birthday. No one wants to go to their 40th birthday, right? So.
Doesn't that look good? Oh, yummy.
But look at all the juicy gels.
Look at the juicy gels.
We got so many.
The last couple of months have kind of sucked for me. It's been doctors and hospitals and bad news, and so it's really nice to try and park that for a little while and go and be among the things I want to do. Live the part of life that you want to live. So I've wanted to do this trip forever. I've wanted to be as far away from people in the mountains as you can possibly get, and this is it. We're helicoptering into some place that very few people have ever been, and we're gonna live for a couple nights as close to nature as we can get.
Wow. Oh, that was so cool.
That was amazing. This place is amazing. The waterfall was like.
Oh, I know. That's pretty epic right there.
Ben says he's already scoped out the good fly fishing spot.
Seriously, it's melting right there.
Yeah, you can see it.
Iceberg, dead ahead. Get over to the big one. You're moving, man. Keep going.
I get a lot of joy out of the things we do, and that joy helps me when things get hard, which seems to be the case right now. When I'm feeling bad now, I go to those places where it's good and remember that good happens, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have this. Wherever I am in life, I still want to engage with what's around me.
Come on, it can't be. You make me feel all new. Beautiful harmonica. Wah, wah, wah.
My life would be vastly different without Kristen. She's my rock. She makes it all possible. I just wish I could be better for her and give her those things that she really wants in her heart. I wish I could do that.
I used to try to fix things and try to make it all better, but there's no really making it better. There's just making him feel not alone. He never would have accepted my arm to step up over something, and now he physically cannot step up without my help. So although it would have helped him in the past, it's now a need, and he needs me. Ben made this Father to Stay poem. Brock is a fishing dad. Brock is a plays in the rain dad. Brock is a walks his dog dad. Brock's a sword fighting dad. Like, yeah. And then nothing in there is like Brock's a sick dad or Brock's asleep. It's all like, come on, right? He taught me so much about who I wanted to be and how I wanted to live my life, and I just feel like I learned so much from knowing him. And it's been hard. It's been so hard. But I've been so blessed to be with this amazing person. I continually learn things from him.
I'm going with my other highlight. It's the helicopter ride.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
No, that was my highlight, along with sliding down. Yeah.
Tell you what, it's okay to have 5 highlights. Just let me know.
How about 15,000? I could list them.
Mikey's good at roasting.
Wow.
You want him to do one for you.
Underpants.
Oh, the moon's out. Can't even see it yet.
Come here, Ben. I got your downy jacket.
Good thinking, Mikey.
Well,
a little over half looking.
Bad last night. I'm in the place I want to be maybe most in the world right now, and having the worst night of my life is a hard reality to take. I want to be here so badly, but I want to be fully here. The reason this place is kicking my ass so hard is it's drawing my limitations out and shoving them in my face. I mean, I've had cancer for a while, but I could still push through and do what I wanted to do. And in the last little while, I don't have that option anymore. I just don't. and I'm having troubles adjusting to a new reality. I want my life back. I want it back. This sucks. He's been bugging me for a month now. Let's wrestle. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't wrestle with him right now. He'd snap me in half. He's much stronger than me now. And it's hard to say no. It's hard to tell him that my body is failing. I want to be a father figure. I don't want to be someone that needs caring for my child. But it turns out that I might have to do that. It's funny, you think you're a dad, you think, oh, I've got to care for this thing and protect it and love it, and I'm finding out that it turns out he's the one that's protecting me and giving me the strength to do what I want to do and to carry on. Yeah, I don't know what I'd be doing without my kid. I would be pretty lost.
Cool.
I definitely have a cool.
Hey, Ben.
I'm Brock. This is good. Right now, it's like 2 weeks to your 9th birthday.
We're so happy that you came into our lives, Ben, because our lives have just been so much better since you got here. We were worried about how having a kid would change our lives and affect, our love of travel and exploring, and it just made it so much better. And you've just had so much love and empathy and support, and I've taken notes watching how you deal with this, because you kind of you've nailed how to do it right. You gave your dad a reason to push hard through all of this and a reason to be there. And I thank you for being kind of my rock in all of this. I love you so much.
Thank you, Ben, for everything you've done for me.
For us.
I just want a good life for you, Ben. I can't tell you how to get it, but you'll be surprised how much fun you can have once you get past the scary bits.
Keep trying new things and exploring new places and pushing yourself to the limits like your father does.
Don't forget to smile, okay? I love you so much. How do you capture on camera how much people care for you? I don't know if you can do it. My birthday night was amazing. It was the best party I've ever had. There's no way it could have been better. I walked in and kids were cheering and wanting to hug me. People danced with me. There was a smorgasbord of food, which I didn't get to eat because you have your mouth full talking to someone. The worst thing about Saturday night is that I wanted to spend an hour with 100 people.
Everything that we've been through with them in the last 15 years, and like even people before that, like it's like your whole life laid before you in people.
Never much more.
times it was hard for us was when we weren't working as a team.
Yeah. When we started to work together with how we were gonna walk Ben through this part of his life, everything came back for us as a team. Just says, Mom, I just need to let this out. Will you just listen? And he just talks to me and tells me about his stresses and his thoughts. And he said this thing. He said, Mom, how do I express myself when I feel anger, sadness, and joy all at once? I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, I'm joyful that we've had the most amazing life together. Angry that that's being taken away and we can't live that way anymore. And I'm sad that Dad has to be in all this pain and live in a hospital. And I feel that all at once and I don't know how to be. Like, holy cow, that's how I feel. That's neat that a 9-year-old boy could put words to that like tornado of emotions that is experiencing this. I don't know, he keeps doing little goofy things like that that make the difference between making this tolerable and making this sad.
I always thought it was selfish of me to bring a kid through this, but there's no way we can make it through this without.
The doctor says I'm dying, I die a little every day. He's got no prescription that could take my death away. The doctor says it don't look so good. It's terminal. Some folks die in offices, one day at a time. They could live 100 years, but the soul's already died. Don't let your spirit die before your body does. We're terminal. We're terminal. We're terminal.
I hope he knows that he can have the choice.
Traffic or the phone, I remind myself that we've all got cancer in our bones. Don't yell at the dead.